Hello, this is Harry Watt of the North Carolina State University Wood Products Extension. This is our National Firewood Workshop 2021. I'm with Dann Carnes of Fireplace Additions of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Dan and his wife Rebecca operate this retail fireplace and wood stove business, and they do installation as well as sales of equipment. Dan, welcome to the workshop.
Thank you, Harry. Glad to be a part of this. Would like to just walk around and show you some of our wood burning products. This first one is a fireplace. It's what we would call a mid-efficiency fireplace. It's about 40% efficient, and people burn the wood, vertically in this, and the warmth is reflected out from the firebox. It has what we call a guillotine door. This is ceramic glass, so it transfers the warmth very readily into the room. And then there's also a screen that's counterweighted like the old windows, so very convenient to burn wood. We're trying to make wood burning as enjoyable as possible. And so these various features here just add to that.
Well, also, Dan, what we're doing in the workshop, and we're working with our producers, is we really would like them to have good local contacts in the retail business for firewood. I mean, for fireplaces and stoves, so everybody knows everybody, swaps business cards, and can send leads to everybody.
I think that's real important. And as a retailer, we want, of course, our customers to be very happy with what appliances, they purchase from us, whether it's a fireplace, a stove, or an insert. And it's so critical that the firewood is dry, and that would be about 15 to 25% moisture level. And we know that it's more likely that type of firewood will be purchased from people who are serious about providing firewood. Oftentimes it's kiln dried, which is really helpful for us in the southeast, where we do have a lot of moisture. It seems like for the past about 3 years we've actually been more moist here in the central area in North Carolina. I think we've had some rainfall records set, and so it's more difficult for our clients to get the dry wood, but that is essential for especially the real high efficiency fireplaces and stoves that we sell, to have good draft and also to provide the warmth that people are looking for. If they're burning wood that's not dry, there is energy, there's heat that's used to drive off the moisture, and as a result, they're not as likely to be pleased, with their purchase. So it's self-preservation, on our part, to have our clients get quality firewood. So that whole industry is essential for us in the wood stove and fireplace industry.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Let's walk around the showroom and show us different models.
Sure.
that these producers need to understand are on the market today.
Okay. Here's a wood burning insert made to fit inside an existing fireplace. Usually masonry, sometimes a prefab will work for this. In either event, no matter what type of fireplace is that it goes into, it needs a liner, a stainless, oftentimes it'll be flexible, chimney liner up to the top. That's part of it working well. So you combine, quality firewood with a proper installation where you have a liner to the top, and you're likely to have very satisfied customers. We call this an insert because it inserts into the fireplace. You will hear that word insert used for so many different things, including fireplace doors, like you see over there. Here is a freestanding stove. This one can be top loaded. Again, a convenient feature to to just drop the wood in. Other stoves that you'll see, we'll look at it in a moment, side load. But all of them have the potential of loading from the front. And most of them have very generous front doors. This is a smaller door, but the way this one is loaded is what we call north-south, which is put the wood straight in. So it can take a 16-inch log, even though it's a smaller stove. Again, it has the viewing area, the ceramic glass, for customer, enjoyment. These fires are just really dramatic. They're real interesting, mesmerizing, to look at. Sometimes a stove will be enameled, where you can just, with a damp cloth, just wipe it off and keep it looking really pristine. Again, the top load feature. Here we have, this is actually a gas stove, but there's a wood-burning version of this. Side windows, which are sometimes helpful when you have a long wall this way behind the stove and you want to be able to view from a wide viewing area. There are even some of these stoves that are on a swivel such that they can spin and be seen from various parts of the room. So our industry is trying to offer features that people are looking for that again will enhance the enjoyment of wood burning. We do have a bucket here of pellets, wood pellets. We haven't said much about that yet, but some stoves burn the pellets for convenience. Here's another stove. This one has a side load. And some people really like that. Putting the wood in long ways, you can get longer wood in. This one will take 24-inch long logs. The one we just looked at, 12-inch. There are some that are even 11-inch. So this is something for firewood suppliers. If you're offering a variety of lengths, you'll have a larger base of customers because we're selling more, we're getting out there, more of these modern styles, and the modern stoves tend to take the shorter logs. We do have one that'll take 17-inch logs, again burning vertical, teepee style, like the fireplace that we first looked at. So another advantage for those firewood suppliers that are really serious is offering that variety of lengths. Now also offering different species of wood can also be helpful. There's some of us that enjoy burning some stoves, or like this is a masonry heater. This one does not have an ash pan. Most of the ones we've looked at have an ash pan for the convenience, again, to make wood burning more enjoyable. So I would not tend to burn, say, hickory in this because it makes a lot of ash. I would like to burn oak in here. So if I can, as a consumer, say, I would like to buy some oak or not buy hickory. Other people will say, well, I've got an ash pan. I keep my stove going all winter. We have clients that do that. So they may say, well, I want hickory. I want as much BTUs as I can get, and hickory is great that way. So anyway, that's another advantage that wood sellers can do. Here's our firewood. This was purchased from a local wood seller that kiln dries. This is kiln dried wood. We can take a moisture meter and test the wood. The most accurate test would be to cut the log and then test it, so you're testing it internally. But this is certainly an item that's very helpful. Outside, having a lid on the firewood, keeping the wood dry, and if you're trying to dry your wood, stacking it this way, crisscrossing it where there's a lot of airflow is almost essential here, again, because of the moisture that we're having. But this is really critical to just cover on the top, not cover the whole thing where moisture can be trapped. And then this cover continues on down. It's a very quality cover. and it just goes down as you use the firewood, so it only stays on top. We've got a masonry heater over here that we're building. It's an interesting phase right now where you can see some of the channels where the exhaust travels all through the heater, up and then back down, and then goes back up and into the chimney. This is also a soapstone heater. You see here, we have a damper here to close when the fire is going, is almost out, so we trap the warmth in here, and then it radiates the warmth. Ash pan down here, again, nice. Let's see, we have a stove here that is a traditional cast iron stove. The wood goes in again north south. A lot of manufacturers are going to this. The stove way over there near the window. We haven't looked at that one yet, but it also goes in that way. So the wood lengths are going to be something like 18 to 21 inches when you're doing the north-south loading. And then here's a masonry heater with an oven in the top. A whole dinner could be put in here, casseroles, breads, meats. They come out. You've stored so much warmth here that it'll go for 24 hours that you can then put in the dessert and finish cooking. Get an ash pan. Here we have a high efficiency fireplace. Now you can have a fireplace that's built into framing. So it's got that built-in look, but it acts like a wood stove. So we have, with this particular model, we have people heating 2,000 square feet with this, even in the mountains. Again, ceramic glass, great view of a spectacular fire. This one has the option of a ash pan that would be behind the louvers. There's potential of covering the louvers if you want to for a particular design. And then ducting off the top with the warmth that you could send to other rooms or the same room, make it less blower dependent for power outages. And let's see, there are a few stoves back here. We have a stove that is one of the most sophisticated stoves now that meet EPA's 2020 emission standards. And the way it has met the standards in the past is that it has tubes that have holes in them up in the top. Other stoves have a stainless platform, but either way, air is brought in to create turbulence and bring more of the gases that are in wood in contact with oxygen and of course the heat. And so that has boosted the efficiency 25% from old non-EPA certified stoves. But now what they're doing is they've got a contraption here in the back that activates a catalytic combustor. So it's combining the two technologies in this one stove.
If you would, Dan, tell us about the new incentives for wood stoves.
Yes, this stove qualifies, and most of the other stoves in the other room did as well. This is a federal tax credit that started in January of this year. It runs for 3 years. It's 26% of the project for the first 2 years, and then it drops down 22%, I think, the third year. But it covers the whole project. The stove, the chimney, installation, shipping, any floor protection that's needed, for the stove. There is no cap to this, and it's just the largest incentive that we've ever had in our industry to encourage people to use biomass for home heating. And so we're excited about that the government is seeing biomass, the importance of it in the whole portfolio of fuels that consumers can use to heat their homes.
Dan, anything else you want to tell us about our stoves?
You might take a look at this one just because it has color. It has various finishes. This is just something that our industry with its designers are trying to give consumers what they're looking for in terms of design, not just performance.
Dan, we're going to finish up here. Show us what this stove can do.
Okay, this is an industrial looking stove, so I would consider this a modern looking stove. You've got your firebox here, you've got an ash pan behind this panel, and you have a bake oven. So you've got your fire going here. This would be called a white oven because you're not actually putting the fire here, you're putting it down below. Many of the ovens in restaurants and pizza places, this would be a black oven. There would actually be a fire that would be made in the oven. So this gets extremely hot. There's many times I've put things in here and then I get a phone call or get interrupted, and before long I smell it burning.
Okay.
So,
Well, we greatly appreciate you being with us today here at the National Firewood Workshop. We want to make the point to all the producers that we don't work in islands. We need to know everybody, and if we can sell more stoves, maybe we can sell more firewood.
absolutely. Glad to be a part of it, Harry.
Thank you, Dan, with Fireplace Editions of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Thank you.